by Riverside.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Animal Warrior Radio Voices Carry for Animals, number 531 shows this evening and counting. This is just so great. Had just celebrated the 12th year anniversary last week, and it was wonderful. And 12 years has flown by so fast, and we're going to keep going because we are the animals' voices and we must be heard. So we're going to keep it up and we're going to, keep advocating for the animals, keep being voices for the animals. And main thing is taking action for animal friends in need, because that's what it takes. We want to see the victories come through. That is our goal. But I just want to go over a couple things before I do get started here. Hello, my name is Debbie Dahmer, aka Mama Bear. And Mama Bear's on the air because she really does care. And so I want to invite all you new listeners to the show. Hope you enjoyed it. Keep spreading the word out there. All you returning listeners coming in from Podbean, app and web. This is so great. And this chat room is awesome. Okay. So I hope you join us. Just go over a couple things. All the promos are going all over Facebook, X, and LinkedIn. So all you have to do is press that. You could join us in Mama Bear's studio. Okay. But there are a couple things that's going to ask you if you're using headphones or no headphones, and click each one. You could have headphones, or you don't have to have headphones, and you can listen to the show right from the chat room, also from your phone, laptop, tablet, or iPad. So, and you feel free to call us, or call in, talk to the guests, because all these shows are recorded live and archived every Thursday at 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central, 5 o'clock Mountain, and 4 o'clock Pacific. Listen in worldwide, everyone. You can enjoy these shows, go back and listen to them, and that's what we want to do. Because you can listen to share 24/7, and just go to Voices Carry for Animals podcast riverside.com, and you can subscribe free. Press the subscribe, enter your full name or nickname, and then put in your email address, and then submit. And this is very important here. When you do get a follow-up in your email, it'll say thanks for subscribing, and click the confirm subscription. Okay. And that way you're already in, and you'll get notified through your email when there is a episode that has been published, and then you can keep sharing, because the more exposure out there on these podcasts, the better and the stronger we become. So I just my guest tonight is she's I want to welcome her back because it's been a while, but she's always welcome back. Um, and I'm looking at this here. So her name is Billie Groom, and so she is the one second here, and she has been on her before, and she is the founder and CEO of Institute of Canine Psychotherapy, author and podcast host. Our topics tonight will be the animal shelter crisis and strategies for success, and sentiments that the movement that is changing animal welfare. And I am looking for her right now. If we're going to uh, go right here and go on board and everything. So if I want to welcome everyone in the chat room that's coming in live, and I hope everyone enjoys the show because we are hopping here and everything. So what we're going to do is, if Mama Cat is hope she's in here. She's got some good news. Her mother just got out of the hospital and everything. So what we'll do here is go ahead and start this show live and everything, and then this is will be great. With everyone we're talking about this evening, and so what we'll do is, and at the end we're going to take calls. And then you have, just try to refrain from any noises in the background, TVs, radios, conversations, and you're more than welcome to come on board. Okay. So, well, that's what we want to do. And just remember, keep sharing the shows. It's called live stream, Riverside live stream. And what we'll do is, and hold on one moment, please, and we'll get this going together. And I'm trying to get a hold of our guest right now. Hey, Billie, how are you? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hold on one second. Okay, I'm going to sing a link to your Facebook page. Okay, I don't know what happened, but I'm on air. Okay, yeah, yeah, I'll send it there. I don't know. Yeah, yeah, I'll send it in a few minutes. Okay, uh, on Messenger. Okay, bye. Okay, I don't know what happened, but I'm having problems with the getting the guests connected. But I found out a way here, so I have to turn into technical support. Okay, and go from there. And hello, can you hear me? Let me get hold of Billie, and Billie Groom. Can you hear me? We're all in go in here, and all of you that's listening on the web, thank you so much for tuning in. Okay, and going and joining us, because like I said, you could join us from the web. That's where I'm calling, or I'm going live stream right now. And if you check on my Facebook page, Fans of Animal Rights Facebook page, Voices Carry for Animals podcast, just press that link in there and you can get in this chat room and listen or interact with other guests or other listeners, and we could go from there. Um, and you will enjoy this. I know I enjoy it very much. 531 shows this evening and counting. So that's what we're going to do and keep going. But I'm trying to get a hold of Billie here. And Billie, if you can hear me, go ahead and press that link on Messenger. That's there right there. That's going to put you in the chat room. And then there's going to be questions. Are you using headphones? Or no, you're not using headphones, and then click join studio. Okay. So I'm not sure if you got the message or the voicemail, not voicemail, the email, but I can get you in this way.
I see
Okay.
it.
There we go. Is that there you are? I'm so glad you got in. We are newbies at this, you know that? This is my third show this evening. Hello. And
Oh,
everyone
yeah. Can you guys hear
see
me?
Yes, good to hear you. Real good.
Good.
So if you want to join us in this chat room, it is awesome. It's a live studio chat room, and I will be taking calls later in the show. Okay, so
Great.
that'll be great. And Billie, so welcome back so much. I mean, this is wonderful,
Thank
and
you.
it's such an honor to have you back and everything. So
Well,
we
you
are.
always have
Yeah.
phenomenal guests and conversations and discussions. I'm honored to be asked to come back. Thanks so much.
Oh, anytime. And this won't be the last time, we're going to keep going. And I always like to have my guests more than once, more as many times as possible because the exposure out there, the more exposure, the better. The tension, it doesn't fizzle out. And keep the tension on getting help with these animals for their lives and futures. But you want to go ahead and tell the audience all about you and how you got started, or let them know, because they just to refresh their memory. And Billie was back on my other podcast too, from Podbean to Blog Talk Radio. Isn't that wonderful? So this is the third podcast, where Podbean was doing away with the live stream, with live studio chat with the call-ins. So luckily I found Riverside live stream, and going to keep going. But go ahead, Billie. You're live and on the air.
Hello. Thanks for being here, everyone. Yeah, this is great. I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself for other people who already know. I started out almost 4 decades ago, and I really did not really know the direction I was going. It was it was completely unintentional, but my goal was after I had had a dog daycare and walking, which back then was not trendy. It was not popular. It was sort of a innovative type of business. But what I noticed was that a lot of people struggled with dogs in that adolescent stage, so that 6 months to 2 year, and a lot of dogs were given up and euthanized, and it just piqued my interest, and so I started doing a lot of volunteering at rescue orgs and taking in dogs and working with these dogs more to figure out why, because that's all I worked with my business, the pet care, was the dogs in that age. They had to be over 6 months, and I just kept seeing it over and over, and I thought, this is what is going on here. And the more I looked into it, the more I found that this was just a very challenging stage for rescue organizations, for pet parents, for shelters. And so I took in close to 100 in, and they came from all different breeds, backgrounds, places, everything. And I kept notes and records. I really didn't know what I was doing. I did not intend to be a dog trainer. My goal was to find out what was going on and create a solution or connect with other people uh, to help the people that work with the dogs in that stage. I ended up being solo, working on my own and working with, the rescue organizations referred me a lot and gave me a lot of dogs. I had a lot of support. Um, and I ended up coming up with a method that I didn't even know it was a method until a psychologist told me so. And are you still there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Go ahead.
Sorry. And then I started to learn more about the industry. But pet parents were great. Rescue organizations were great. I mean, we were really starting to see dogs differently in that stage, and I started to research, I'll sort of fast forward, but to research cognition and emotion and sentience and how we're working with them and why the common methods in dog training were working beautifully in puppyhood and working beautifully with some dogs, but then not others, and challenging in the adolescent stage. And I just kind of went down a huge rabbit hole and just kept researching, taking courses.
There's going to be a lot of houses for sale coming up soon.
I'm
A lot
sorry.
of, sorry.
Hello. What was that?
Oh,
There was
I think someone was just talking about something else, but
okay.
So yeah, so that's what I did. I came up with this method, and as I kept learning and growing and applying it to about 100 to 150 people who had dogs, whether they were fosters or whether they were pet parents, a year. For about 13 years, I started to keep records on what was working, what wasn't working, why. And it really all boiled back down to, were they going to get killed for behavioral reasons? I mean, there's lots of reasons, there's lots of different solutions. There's lots of reasons why dogs get surrendered, why they get killed, why they don't get adopted, why they get returned. I mean, it's a complicated topic, but where I focused my energy was on the behavioral. And yeah, started making a lot of impact and a lot of, yeah, helping a lot of people. And just from there, yeah, I just started to teach my method to professionals in the industry. But it really all boils back down to how we view animals, not just dogs, but all animals, on their emotions and why they do what they do, how we need to encourage their natural habitat, their natural way of thinking, their natural way of being, and allow them the freedom to be themselves the same way we'd want to be treated. And so we need to incorporate not only mindsets, but in a, aligning you with Mama Bear. It's the mindsets are great, the mission is great. We need the application, we need the methods, we need the process, whether it's what I do or whether it's completely different animal, completely different, getting elephants into sanctuaries, whatever it is. We need the legal processes, we need the psychology process, we need the ability to put our mindsets into action and to get that done. And that's what I ended up doing, was formulating this so that other people can do it and other people can learn it and do it. So
Hey,
that's
you
where
are amazing. You
I'm
know
at.
that? You are totally amazing. Everything that you do, and you deserve the recognition because you're out there working hard, and these animals are important to us.
They
They,
are
you
a
know,
good
they
family
they
for sure.
matter to us. And if we don't speak up for them and fight for them, then they don't stand a chance. We want to see them get better lives and futures. That's why all of us are coming together as one to be their voices, to make sure that they're getting their animal rights granted, not violated, to live comfortably in peace and freedom and love and care. It's not that difficult to give it to them. They so well deserve, they so well deserve in each and
So many
every
people
way.
have that. They have the love, they have the time, they have the dedication and the patience, and they just really want to know how to integrate these dogs that just come from some really challenging earlyhoods, puppyhoods, or whether it's other animals too, whether we're, like I said, taking an animal from a zoo and giving them the freedom in a sanctuary. We need to know what's important to them and what matters to them and how to do that effectively and responsibly. It's our responsibility. It
That's
is.
right. That's what it takes, responsibility, be involved, dedicated, and keep on the right track because everything doesn't happen overnight. It takes some time. So when we get involved in this meaningful time that we're in, and then the positive results come through, hey, we've done what we can do. That's our goals, to see these victories come in, positive results, better lives and futures for our animal friends in need, from every angle. because they all deserve it. Every single one of them. I'm doing these shows, Billy, for with the 531 podcast, and all of them are so very important. I mean, from every show, every discussion, all the information that's given, we all have to pay attention to what's going on behind the scenes, how we can better get connected or get involved with helping out, because the more of us that come together, the stronger we become, and then the faster the changes. So, right, we cannot give up under
Yeah.
any circumstances.
And
Yep.
people are doing really great things with preventing the killing of animals and getting even, I mean, I'm in Canada, so, we have, and I know other places too have problems with, like we sadly, no, worse than sadly is not even a strong enough word, ship horses to different countries to be killed and eaten. And we need to have, people need to know how they can be part of the solution. And I think that's where, my input is at this point. I mean, and just because what I've done has taken so much time, but it's really just with the dogs and keeping them out of the shelters. But at this point, the shelter situation in the States, a lot of places is in a state of crisis. It's just, they're really, even the people are overworked and overwhelmed. And um, it's just, I'm not saying that they aren't doing some things that are good, but there's also a lot of challenges and a lot of dogs being killed all the time in these shelters, and cats and other animals, all, and
Yes.
any animals that the individual shelter takes. So I, what it really requires is for the management, the people, the way it's run, to reach out for solutions and look for them. And that's not an easy answer because there's not just one. There's, I'm sure people listening, and feel free to chime in, but there's spay and neuter programs need to be implemented higher. Like there's a lot of reasons why, lack of education on not just the community's part, but also the people working there and volunteering there. And the first step is for people to say, hey, we need help, or we need multidisciplinary approaches coming from people with different angles and different areas of expertise, different experience. And that's something that is definitely lacking in this industry. I'm sure for other people as well, with whatever everybody else has going on.
Oh, oh yeah. It is sad because they're, and here in America, they're at overcapacity. And I mean, animals, all ages, healthy, adoptable animals are getting put down left and right. And it's so sad. They don't stand a chance without us. So there's got to be better solutions, more adoption events, more participation and getting these animals to TLC homes. Deals where, hey, it's July 4th weekend, hey, have some adoption events, and go and adopt a new furry loved one. Adopt, don't shop. We got to come together. And because these animals, I know on my Facebook, some of the Facebook groups and pages are running, cross posting. A big shout out to all the cross posters out there and networkers, trying to save their lives, and they don't only give a certain amount of time, so that's not fair to them either. Some do make it to safety, hit that share button, get it out there in the news feeds on all social media and help save lives. Because without us helping them out, can you imagine the numbers out then? That would be, it's astronomical now, so if everyone wasn't on networking or cross posting, it would be really up there. We're talking 1 million a year, Billy, that's
Yeah.
getting put down in America. Isn't that sad and heartbreaking?
Yeah.
And oh my
And the
goodness.
Adopt Don't Shop is a great, Em, I can see you have a question. So I'm just going to quickly, um, I think we've done, a lot of the people don't adopt because of they feel like they won't be able to give the dog or the cat or the animal what that animal needs. And a lot of times when I talk about behavior, it's not just fixing bad behavior, it's bonding. It's integrating the dog into your life, into your home, to being able to do things, take the dog camping or what have you, to your kid's ball game or whatever. It's just if this dog has issues or trauma. So it's not like I don't do obedience training at all. I can, and sometimes once we get over the trauma and everything else, the dog is just silly and happy and jumping up, and then we can just teach the dog not to jump. That's not really a big deal. And now the dog's happy and fine anyway. But more, we need those programs that are different than what's now there, because the ones that are there now, they can work with some dogs, especially with the younger dogs. Um, they're termed 3-day, 3-week, 3-month, but they have a low success rate with dogs that have a high cognitive skill. And we know the cognitive skill is there because they're still alive. And if they lived on the street or lived in a challenging situation, if they didn't have high cognition, the chances of them being alive are low. So we need to really work with that and respect that in them. And what I mean by cognitive skills are like decision making and processing and thinking and emotions and working with them and learning about them. There is a process to do that is more geared toward those kind of dogs. And then we would get more people, oh, okay, I can adopt this dog. Does it go perfectly every time? No, nothing does. Anyway, okay, so I'm going to I think it's M, ask a question.
Yeah, or did somebody, because I'm gonna take calls here, a little bit,
Yeah, somebody
you
has their
know.
hand up for a while. Or
I'm
him,
so,
sorry, I don't know.
what's that now? I'm sorry, Billy. What happened?
Somebody has their hand up.
Oh, okay. That's in the chat room, but I'm not
Oh,
gonna be taking calls
I,
until a little bit later and let you
oh, okay.
have your, what you have to
Did
say,
I
and
see?
then
Oh, I
more
see.
and more welcome to have calls, but I will tell them definitely. Yep, this is another great show. So informative, and so all this because hey, we do care. All of us animal lovers really do care. Advocates and animal rights activists, and working together as a team. I mean, from these podcasts, I love doing these podcasts and having all these amazing guests on, including you. So and always welcome back. Because, hey, the more of us come together, the stronger we become, strength in numbers. When we see those victories come in, hey, we're going to do the happy dance, okay? We're going to do the victory dance. And I know you've done that many times at all you do because you
Yeah,
see the progress, you see
yeah.
the changes, the positive changes, and it makes a big smile on your face, just like it
It
is
is.
now, because
So cool. So
'Cause-
cool. This the pet parents just,
yeah,
they think they have to give up on their dog or euthanize their dog, or they've been told. I mean, statistically, um, it's not that the trainers are bad trainers or that the pet parents are. It's just we need more solutions. It's just like with children, we don't work with our and parent our children the same way as they get older, or all of them the same. Now, parents may not realize that they're adapting and adjusting and using different psychology based approaches, but they are, and they do, and they go out and they research them and they look for them. And if the industry doesn't have it available to them, um, then I mean, child rearing has gone through lots of different stages and advancements over decades and decades, and that's why, because there's been um, learning and growing and changing the way. So dogs are the same. And we can adapt the way that we work with them without saying that something else is wrong or this person isn't doing it right. It's just a matter of finding that it's a beautiful thing. And it actually is a formula. It's cognitive behavioral therapy. So it is a formula and it is a way, but it's adaptable to the dog. People love it. And it's just, I don't know. And so getting into that part of sentience, I think the larger picture is that when we have, like I said, these multiple solutions, multidisciplinary strategies and approaches and long terms, and if the shelters would implement them and the shelters would, they're not difficult and they're not, and shelters have reached out. I'm getting to that point. What they can do is influence the community, advise, help, be part of the community, and share some of these strategies for proactive prevention of surrender, which is key. It's ticket. It's like, yes, this method helps with adoption and decreases relinquishment back into the shelter and improves adoption numbers. But if we can get the dogs not to go there in the first place, and there's programs for that too. And then we get communities working together, whether it's the dog trainers in the community or the spay and neuter programs or the veterinarians, and they all implement their own strategies that can prevent dogs from being surrendered, then we're really making a difference to the shelter and decreasing the numbers in there. Sentience, sorry, as I was going, is the second part. I think there's a lot of talk and acceptance of animals as sentient beings, that they have emotions, they have cognitive skills, they have personalities and traits, and they can think things through, and they are individuals, and they deserve to be treated like that. And that's the core basis of CBT, which is not so focused on training, but on allowing for processing and understanding and decision making, intrinsic motive. I mean, we as humans know that when we're given the ability to understand something, to stop, to think it through, and to make a decision, we feel like we have autonomy and agency, and we feel like we can control our emotions, self-regulate. It feels good, right? It feels good. So that's the foundation of CBT. Whereas the foundation of other methods is to teach right from wrong, which is undoubtedly amazing for your basic house training. Right? A dog pees in the home, bad dog. Dog pees outside, good dog, give a treat. It works. But then when we start to work with dogs where the behaviors are coming from learned behavior or habit, cognitive dissonance, so they just don't feel comfortable feeling a certain way or being in a certain area or thinking about something, or lack of processing, over processing, the behavior itself is not as important as what's happening in the brain. And that's how we work with people too. We can work with dogs that way because they have the ability to process and think things through. And as with humans, as with adolescent humans, and any human, any age, we don't always make good decisions. For sure. So, you need to adapt and grow and change. And that's why it's so fun and creative. And yeah, it's really been interesting learning about it and working with, this industry that is growing to accept animals as their own beings, but also accepting our responsibility for their happiness.
That's right. Make them feel right at home, TLC homes, and feel loved and cared for. Take time with them. Just not feed them and give them water, let them out. You want to spend
Yeah,
quality time with them and get to know them. That bond is beautiful. I know the two cats are here in this home, and the dog. Hey, they're spoiled rotten, and they get the attention, love, and care, and talk to them like they're humans, and they love that. They love to be petted and spend time with and look at them. I mean, the bond is so beautiful and magical
yeah,
that, I mean, each and every day it lifts you up. And that's what they want too. They want to feel comfort and at peace and living in a TLC home. That's what matters to them too. So, and that's what we want to see all of them have. The shelter, they're safe there and everything, but it's not the right home for them. It's like jail, okay? They don't get the attention and love and care that they need there. The time spent with somebody to get close with and trust them and hang out with them, and listen to them. So the
yeah.
shelter, like I
And
said,
they
is
know
safe
that.
there. Yep.
They know when they don't feel wanted or that, they're just walking the plank. They know it. And it's just heartbreaking because so many of these dogs would just make excellent companions for people on so many different levels. Like just get them out of there and get them into a home and
Yes.
they can do it. They can do it. It's just the humans that need to know how to do it.
That's right. And to educate yourself too before you bring that, furry loved one in your home. Educate yourself. Everything's on the web too. I mean, just to know, not to bring them in, not know nothing. Maybe you had pets before and you're familiar, but there's different breeds out there, right? And you have to learn and that way you're not bringing them in and you're not educating yourself. Education is the key.
Yeah,
Learn.
it's I had an
Yeah.
interesting conversation yesterday with a man who really isn't overly dog knowledgeable. Um, and he admittedly, and until he got with his partner now, he really wasn't that interested in dogs, but she really likes dogs and is good with dogs. And so he sort of, became more attached to them. And he started saying, if I do get a dog, it would be a retired racing greyhound. And I thought, well, that's an interesting. And he said it's because they told me that those dogs were treated really well. I have never told this story, so I'm just winging this off from yesterday. Um, I'm not even sure where I'm going with the story, but it's just interesting that a couple people who are involved in greyhound rescue told him that all the greyhounds are treated really well because, well, they're money for the people that race them. And I thought, well, that's kind of interesting because people are people, and I live in farm country, and not all farmers treat their animals the same way, even though it's money for them. So there's probably a little bit of discrepancy there. But what I found most interesting was when you're bringing those dogs into a home. I actually have this in my course. So I have a diploma course at the Institute of Canine Psychotherapy, and we talk about different cognitive skills with different dogs. So if they're a street dog, they're having to get their own food, create their own schedule, learn their environment, and they're on their own. And they are navigating life and figuring it out. Whereas greyhounds, they did use cognitive skills because the cognition is used, agility, sport, scent detection, all those kinds of things. They're learning a skill essentially. But when they're not on the track or practicing, they're often just kept very, I'm not saying it's cruel or horrible. I'm just saying that they're kept in controlled environments and fed at controlled times, and they're really not. So if we think about that, the same with humans, how well they can adapt to change if they've just had everything handed to them, so to speak. And I'm not saying that their life was beautiful, and that's not the argument I'm making or not making, just how they use their cognitive skills and how they think. And so if we get in one dog, we might like that type of thing. It's not that those dogs have had necessarily a horrible life or we have to train them. but sometimes they need to learn that they can make decisions and do different things, and everything isn't as regimented and routine, and we're going here one day and we're going there the next day. And to tell humans, oh no, you have to have a routine and everything has to be set. No, and that's not always possible because people have families and they have lives and they do stuff. So let's take the approach that we can make dogs be really comfortable in their brain plasticity, and practicing being okay with things being changing and different. They're not horrible. These are great people. They're bringing in these dogs, but we can't always expect them to have the same routine that the dog had when the dog was a racing dog. It's not going to happen. So we practice the dog being okay with that. And there's exercises, cognitive, that's a whole program. But and it doesn't take long. But then when we get the street dogs, they're on, like their cognitive skills are high. They're on. They're thinking for themselves. So there's go, why do I even have to listen to that person? Why? I've got this one. They may be really good in the home because that's kind of a new environment to them. But then you get them back out on the street and it's like, yeah, I got this one, honey. This is my hood. So we need to be able to work with them in these different environments based on how they think and learn and perceive their, and have the skills to do that, and have the exercises that allow us to get their brain, working in a way that they like and that feels good in their brain. So I don't know why I started that story, but that's just an example of how we really can adapt to these different dogs and think of them as sentient beings that have their own way of being. I think that's where I was going with this.
Oh yeah, because they are. They're living animal beings, and they deserve, they're to be recognized and noticed. Their animal rights granted, not violated.
Yeah,
Living in peace and freedom, and not under, no abuse, neglect, exploitation, or nothing like that. They
yeah,
don't deserve that. They're innocent, defenseless, helpless, and voiceless. So just like the children and the elderly, if we don't stand up for me, they don't stand a fighting chance.
yeah,
So we have to fight hard for them, because that's what our goals are. That's why we're doing what we're doing. We're not spinning our wheels, right? We are not giving up, and we're not giving in. So we have to, keep stronger together, and get the word out, know what's going on behind closed doors and the scenes. A lot of it you won't appreciate it. You'll disapprove of it in a heartbeat, right, Billy?
yeah,
What's happening?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, in
it's
Canada, we can sweep all that stuff under the snow pretty easily, but there's a lot of shit that goes on, and there's a
oh
lot of
yeah,
shit that doesn't go on that should be. I mean, we need more and more action, and people are fooled into thinking that these organizations that we put our trust in are doing everything that they can do, and they're not. They're not
no,
always. They're not necessarily working in the better interest of the animals, and that I mean, obviously your guests are, and your listenership are, and are doing beyond and crazy things. It's amazing the people that
that's right.
have on, and what people are doing out there. But just because an organization positions themselves as a leader doesn't mean that they're necessarily always working in the better interest. And it's hard to know, it's hard to
That's
know.
that's right. It's best to, there's nothing to hide. There's nothing to worry about. They got to do what's right out there, not what's wrong.
Yeah,
Putting your foot in the right direction and taking that action. There is the key right there.
action. Yeah,
Change does not happen overnight, and it doesn't happen on its own. So we have to do our part. Being silent is no solution for change out there. So don't look the other way, or sweep it under the carpet, or close your eyes, because all of it's important. And when you look the other way, it brings more problems in process. Okay. So do
mm,
what you can. Every effort counts out there. It's so meaningful. And so, if you look at it, Billy, we have to work together strong. And it's for meaningful changes. There's nothing negative about it. We're bringing the negative into the positive, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? Nothing at all. So we got to keep it up.
Yeah.
because that's what it takes. We want the animals to have better lives and futures.
Yeah.
All of them from every angle,
Yeah.
and that's our fight right there.
From the
And,
bottom and get that change.
yep, get that change because change is always good. The positive change is which is so
Yeah.
meaningful,
Yeah.
and then not to give up because that's when we give up, we automatically lose. And quitters never win, and winners never quit, right? We
Yeah.
don't give up under no circumstances.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yep,
The industry I'm in is a tough one. It's a tough one to navigate, tough one to penetrate, tough one to be in, especially in more in the behavioral realm as coming in as a person from the welfare side and an entrepreneur and an innovator. And so you just have to keep pushing it because if it's making a difference and doing good things, that's where your fire, there's your motivation, right? That you just have to
oh yeah,
be okay with not everything going as planned and not everything working as it should and not everybody acknowledging or accepting or respecting because it's not going to happen. Some people just fear change and they fear um, what are their colleagues going to say? Are they going to lose their job or all sorts of things? It can be really challenging when you're a person that, logic, it's like, why wouldn't you do this? But there's lots of reasons. And once we can give people the empowerment and the freedom, give them the tools and the empowerment to say, I can do this and it's good. And because it's easy to, I think, to justify doing nothing. Anyone can justify anything. It's probably one of the humans are probably one of, if not the only species that can justify their actions
right.
in a way that really is not good and does not make sense and is inhumane. Um, and there's no reason for that action or inaction. Um, but we need to, like you just said, Mama Bear, we need to work together to move forward and to keep pushing in the right direction with the right skills and tools, and change will happen.
That's right. The stronger we will become stronger and stronger, and with all of us participating in your dedication and involvement, and to whatever efforts you have, it all counts out there. And
It does.
and tell your families, your husbands, wife, girlfriends, boyfriends, sons and daughters, neighbors, coworkers, bring them to attention to it so that they know, because some of them get so busy with their lifestyles that it's not that they don't know, but it's just that they don't have the time. But once they find out, maybe they can make some time and help out, because that means we're going to get stronger. We're going to double over, triple over, quadruple over, and the more voices, strength in numbers. And Mama Cat always says that, a former guest, and it's so true. Power in numbers,
Yes.
and that is, I mean, right there, that puts you, gives you strength right there just to hear that, because it's true from every
Mama Cat's
angle.
here. Hey,
Yep,
Mama Cat. Yeah. I
yep.
remember. Yeah.
You
From
remember
last.
Mama Cat, right?
Yep. Oh, yeah. We've chatted lots or mutually chatted on your show. Yeah.
Oh yes, yeah, former guest too, and been on there so many times, and you get close together, and not only advocate together, but friends, and keep in touch, and
Yeah.
it's awesome. I mean, y'all bringing us together and inspiring each other, and got a super team working together and sharing, and throughout social media, multitasking, and everything. Yep. So Carolyn, did she join us? The hi to Carolyn. Well, waving to you. Yep. And yep. And Billy says like she's has been on the show before and always welcome back. So this will be your new home there, Billy, like the rest of
I
them.
like the streaming. It's good. Yeah. I like Riverside. I've been on a few shows on Riverside.
Have you really?
Yeah.
This is
I
all
have. Yeah.
Yes, it's nice. I mean, I still have an account on Podbean, on the web and app. I'm a lower plan, just hosting, but not going on air. And because I didn't want to give that up, so it gives me more exposure getting out to the social media platforms,
Yeah.
spreading out. So I really like this. Riverside live stream, and I've been getting some good reviews on their, feedback. They already know me, but it's all in a good way. And I love to give good feedback because it inspires them too, to keep going and working together because we're all a team when you look at it. They're
And
working
everybody just has
behind the
different,
scenes.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. It's just people have really cool skills and different ways of creating that change or progress. People have different interests or experiences, and it's just so, I mean, the dog world is huge, it's massive, but
Hmm.
it's pretty defined. It's impactful, but it also can be combined with so many other people that work with different species or different, it's a matter of really embracing what other people do as well and saying, yeah, that I can see how that would work with this and that. And then you start to get a real, well, one, it's more interesting. I mean, I'm 4 decades working with dogs. Sometimes it's just interesting to talk to
Hmm.
people that are doing different things. That's why I listen to your show, because like, really, people are doing that? That's so cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
why
this Yep, this one stands up for all of them. So you know how busy I am. I never probably guessed because it's saying up all of them, all angles, farm, domestic, wild,
not?
and I don't mind it at all because they all need our voices. They all deserve their rights, every single one of them. So, and I learn a lot. I don't know everything, and I learn a lot from these shows.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff, hey, behind the scenes, I didn't know what was going on. I'm like, whoa, this is sickening. We got to get some more attention on this because it shouldn't be happening. And and all the animal advocates out there, animal rights activists, animal lovers, giving you all a big mama bear hug for all you're doing out there. A big clap and everything, and hoping that you keep it up because that's what we need. Keep and not stop working together. We are better together than apart, right?
Mhm.
And stronger. Yep, and it means a lot. And the animals especially thank us when their lives and futures change for the better. They can't tell us, but you'll see it in the photos and the videos, and maybe on one-on-one, like you've probably done many times, when you see that dog coming to happiness and living a TLC home, and
Yeah.
that lifts you up. That inspires you to keep going and keep doing what you're doing because look how long you've done it. So you're doing amazing work, and keep. I mean, just don't give up. And I know you won't because I know you're relentless. You're a true warrior, a true animal warrior. That's right.
Tenacious, maybe.
Yep.
But
We.
yeah, yeah.
Yep. I know. So we have to, and a big clap for Billy Groom there. You rock, Billy. Yep, yep, love it. Yep. So we have to keep it up, everybody, and when all of us together, hey, we do some amazing things together. I can't take credit, but I am involved. I will never take credit because it takes a human chain reaction to take that action, right? And when you're involved and you see those victories come in, it is so uplifting and inspiring to keep going. And you said, hey, this is about the animals now. Look, we got some new laws in or new good lives for them. We're paying attention to them. They need our attention. They need our love and care. More love in this world. There's so much hate and violence and unacceptable behavior towards them too. I've noticed. So we have to, cut that out. Stronger, stiffer laws and harsher penalties for animal abusers. You know, with this economy going, it's a high inflation nation over here in America, Billy. It's very high. The vet bills are up there. You know, the surgeries, the vet visits, you know, the food, everything has gone sky high, not along with the rent and the mortgages, property taxes, homeowners insurance from every angle. So we're getting corner like suffocated. You know, not all of us are rich out there. So a lot of them are surrendering their pets. You know what
Yep.
I mean? So because of it, and that's what we gotta. Hey, adopt, don't shop. Know if you can afford this pet or not, because they're living in a TLC home, and when you give them a shelter, that hurts and kills them. You know, because they're used to that love and attention. Now they're going into a shelter where they have no clue what's going on in there, and they're not going to get the attention there. So please don't give up your pets
The
because
shel-
they're, yes, it's
the
sad.
shelters really, it's hard to understand why, to get that information as to why people would give up their dog to a shelter. And you brought up some really good points. Vet care, financial, housing. I mean, there's a number. So when we think about these, they're not necessarily exclusive of each other. So
Right.
we could have behavior. So um, when we talk to people, so 98% of the people that I work with, which I said 100 to 150 individuals per year for almost 2 decades, and that's where the stats are coming in. 98% of them have tried training or have been told to euthanize or surrender. So they kind of get to that point. So what makes that difference? And let's not think, okay, those people reached out and found solutions, but other people for some reason didn't. And so they go to the shelter, and the shelter, they might say the shelter, well, I got kicked out of my apartment because of my dog, or because I can't afford it, or or they can't find housing, or they can't live a lifestyle with their dog. They can't walk their dog in their busy neighborhood, which is the only neighborhood they can afford to live in, and it's busy, and they can't walk their dog because their dog is reactive or scared. So a lot of times we get these different reasons presented as individual problems, but they actually often overlap. So if this person could afford to live in a different place that actually accepted dogs, and the dog was able to live in these places and walk at a regular time, so that this new job that this person got, they can't walk their dog at midnight or whatever. They have to walk their dog during mainstream times for busy area. Okay, so we can say to these people, if you were able to live in that home with your dog, be able to walk your dog at those times, or be able to leave your dog alone. Maybe they can't leave their dog alone because it barks, or he has separation anxiety or something. So now they have to get a new job because they can't afford to live. So a lot of it, what I'm saying is a lot of it'll go back that if some of the challenges with the dog were overcome, they would keep the dog, because then they can immerse that dog into their lifestyle or their change in lifestyle based on some of the other situations. So it should be seen as a multidisciplinary solution. And then it sounds complicated and hard, but my area of expertise is not housing or community or any of those. It is addressing the behaviors that prevent people from being able to keep their pet. So if we work with all of those problems together with different people in the community that have these other areas of expertise, we can prevent a lot of surrenders and euthanize. It can be done. It just has to be seen on a broader scale.
Oh yeah. Anything we got to at least try, right? We got to
Yeah.
try them solutions out, and we can't say no until we try them out. So we have to
Yes.
put that
We
effort
tried
in there.
everything,
Yep,
you know.
that's right. Never
Yeah.
give up. Don't give in. Don't give up, and try from every angle, and to know for sure, not to just guess or assume that it's not going to work, because we can always try, and you'll be impressed when it does.
Hmm.
Yep. Yep. So we got to keep up, and you want any calls right now there, Billy?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'm taking any calls. Anybody that's out there on the web, Deb is on the web. Okay. I'm not on the app for Podbean, but I'm on the web. And you want to have any questions or comments for Billy Groom, you're more than welcome to come on air. Just try to, refrain from any noises in the background, TVs, radios, conversations. You're welcome more on board. And if you're listening on the web, you can join us. There's links, promo links going all over, especially on my page and all my pages I admin on LinkedIn, X, and Facebook, and just press that. And what you're going to do, they're going to ask you if you are, using headphones or you're not using headphones, and press which one, because you can get in either way. And then join the studio room. You'll be right here in the chat room, and you can interact with other listeners or can speak to the guest. Okay, it is an awesome setup. I love this setup too, and when all shows are recorded live and archived, so you can go listen 24/7 on my host's website, and that's Voices Carry for Animals podcast riverside.com. So, and keep spreading the word. You be a subscriber, and then you'll get updated when there's a new episode that's been published, and you could go and share it 24/7 and listening worldwide. We're making voices heard worldwide, everyone, and that's the great part about it. It's not just the United States of America, So, but anybody wants to talk, just let me know in the chat room. Harold, did you want to say anything? Hello, I see you. Hold on one second. Okay, you're unmuted. Hello. Thanks for all your
Debbie,
support.
and hello,
Yep.
hello, guest.
That's
Yes,
Billie. She's awesome.
Billy.
I don't know if you've been on before, but she's been on several times before. She's been a
Yes, I'm just
great
keeping up with
guest.
names of guests.
Oh,
So many names to remember. So
oh
many
yeah,
names.
Billy,
531 podcasts asking me if I remember all the names that came on this show.
It is hard. It is hard.
Yep, because some of them many
Mhm.
times, there's no limits.
Oh
So
yes.
yeah, and we're going back
Mhm.
12 years ago too on TS Radio Network, till for what June of 2014, and that was Marty Oakley, and she sadly passed away April 1st of
Mhm.
2023. And then she helped me
Mhm.
get Animal Advocates Radio together on Blog Talk Radio until they closed down in
Yeah.
January of 2024. And then from January 2024 up till, um, what was it, May of 2020, or this year, May of 2026, they closed, like they just did away with the live stream and the
Mm.
live, the calls. So it's been switching around. So there's been a lot of guests in there, and pretty soon I'm not going to remember these dates from where I switched to TS Radio, to
Mhm.
Animal Advocates Radio, to Animal Warrior Radio. So, but it's amazing guests, and the listeners have made it a total success. And I thank
Yeah.
all of you. I mean, it's so
Well.
informative and so educational, and just to hear each one of
Mm.
them is so inspiring what they're doing, so knowledgeable and helpful, professional, and everything all put together. But but yeah, go ahead. You have any comments or
Well.
questions for her?
Yeah.
Yeah, go
Well.
ahead.
Before I start my question, though, you and me, Debbie, we have something in common. 12 years ago, the time you launched your a show, I became an animal rights activist. So
Wow,
Oh,
it was around
check
the same
that
time.
out.
but it was in
Yes.
Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm out here in the Appalachians, so I had to move because of the
Wow.
economy, as Billy said.
Yeah.
And I mean, fortunately, when I lived in Vegas, I could fudge my rescue dog's age because most apartments don't allow it. They don't allow dogs that are 50 pounds. It's usually 25 to 30 pounds, I think, like Chihuahua breed dogs.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty much. So I'm fortunate I could get away with it because I don't know if they're tightening laws now since I left. And I live in a house now, so it's big difference.
Oh
Big
yeah,
difference. Yeah.
definitely. They got more room too in a house than apartment, or they got plenty of room there, especially if there's a yard, nice yard,
Yeah.
and a lot more space in the home for them. But a lot of apartments, like you said, they don't accept pets, and that's sad
And
part.
and
They
I
whoa,
and
yep,
I come in Michelle Sitaro. I don't know if I'm pronouncing her last name, but Michelle.
yes,
She had, I think, if I wasn't mistaken, she's a residential manager, and where she allows pets. I'm not
yeah.
sure what state, but somewhere in the U.S. she allows it, and I'm grateful that she is an exception to most residential managers. But yeah, Billy. So, um, what state are you from, though? I'm just wondering which state are you representing,
I'm in
though?
Canada.
Canada. That's what I was gonna say because of your accent. I
Yeah.
could how you
Yeah.
pronounce certain words. So
Right
yeah,
now, yeah, I'm living just about 45 minutes north of the Montana border. So I'm very
Montana.
close
Oh,
to, yeah, to Montana. Yeah.
Montana.
Wow,
Oh,
and Happy Canada Day. I seen that was
mm.
on the website. What was it?
Yesterday,
The
Happy
On
Canada.
Facebook, I seen it going all through. But
Yeah, yeah, I
yeah,
love Canada Day. So it's you get your
Mm.
fireworks. There's a whole other issue, right? That should just
yeah,
be
Yes.
a freaking
yeah.
nightmare.
I
Um,
know.
but my
Mm.
post for Canada Day was a dog that actually was a client of my student. So I have students at
Mm.
the Institute of Canine Psychotherapy that they're not all becoming trainers, but kind like they work in that realm. They're either trainers or consultants or behaviorists, or sometimes they're communicators or whatever their thing is. Might work in a vet clinic. But this particular one, this was her client, and that dog was a small white one, and you could see
Mm.
it in a parade, in like a run
Mm.
or an event of some kind.
Mm-hmm.
And the humans, the two humans attached to that dog, they like to do runs and events and fundraising stuff and charitable events. And they really, their dog's name is Gooey, and they
Oh.
really wanted to take Gooey to these
Mm.
things, but just too fearful. So within they'd been trying stuff for years. They got Gooey out, had lived his entire puppyhood in a dark basement, never getting outside, never. So just was very fearful of these busy. And within a couple of weeks, my graduate from my program, and you could just see Gooey in the back, like just being pushed along in like a stroller with like Canada flags and I think it was a pride festival. I'm not sure what it was, but it was like
Oh.
lots of people around and just really big and lots, and Dewey's just sitting there all happy like I know. So it was like that was my because they had the Canada flag and all sorts of like pride parade flags, all sorts, and so that was my Canada Day post.
All right.
Question though, do they celebrate fireworks or just parades? Do they do without the fireworks in Canada when they
No,
celebrate
there's
Canada?
fireworks
Ah,
everywhere. There's
shoot.
very few places that have banned, but
Oh,
I'm going for, I don't know why they can't have silent fireworks. Well, I think fireworks are
yeah,
disgusting anyway
absolutely.
because I mean they end up in the water, which hurts the environment and the fish and everything that grows in the water and everything that provides us, and trees. If they hurt trees, well, we need trees, and trees are
Mm.
beautiful, and so what comes off of fireworks. But if we could at least get them to do silent, then that would help a lot. Help the dogs that are so fearful of the noise.
That's what
Yeah.
Jane Velez Mitchell is pushing for. her recent videos is to ban fireworks. I mean, particularly in her community in California.
Oh, in
She's in
California?
California, yeah, because she said the same, exactly what you said. She said exactly the same thing, that wildlife and her dogs.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's the downside of that. But yeah. Yeah. So that's where I am. And our shelters are in a chaotic state as well. They're just run differently. There's different legalities and there's different systems as far as kind of um, NGO and nonprofit. It's done differently, but it's the same but different. And yeah.
Any protests? Are there going to be any protests against fireworks in the future? Canada Day,
I would
otherwise we
say
celebrate.
there's been some big environmental ones in Toronto
Oh,
recently and BC. This dog that I was talking about, Gooey, lives in British Columbia, so on the
oh,
same
yeah.
line there as California.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the bigger cities can tend to. I live in a town of 600 people, so
Oh,
but we're quite environmentally and quite artistic and environmentally friendly for a small town in in the area I'm in. It's pretty impressive, but some of the big cities would, yeah. I know that there was a recent one in Toronto for that was it was an environmental one in general. So animal rights activists went to that as well. It was sort of whatever your thing is, bring it.
mm.
And it was, tens of thousands of people.
Oh, I see.
Wow.
So animal rights activists travel to Toronto to protest in Canada if you want to, if you're a
Yeah,
Canadian
but
citizen.
it was probably just a lot of people from the area. It's pretty, I mean, not like California, but
Mm, mm,
it's a cosmopolitan. So
I see.
yeah, we could do with more though, for sure. And I think definitely, I think exposure, because I think Canada has this incredible ability to people just sort of think that you know everything's fine and happy up here, and we're not suffering from some of the same things that they are. I mean, we have a terrible situation with um, the northern Canadian reserves. They just,
Mm,
and that's a complicated topic, very complicated, because why don't they have veterinarian clinics there? Why
mm,
do we not, why don't they have access to resources? And then also on top of that, why, where a lot of the rescues, I've worked with thousands of the dogs from those reserves,
mm-hmm.
and they're amazing. They make, well, actually I have one on my couch right there. Well, actually it's not, it's his couch. It's not even my couch. But they make phenomenal pets, but it's a challenging, they regularly just go and kill them. They have culls and they just kill them. And people are very shocked about that in Canada, and it's what they do and what they can do. And it can become a very, very political conversation,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because it's like if that's their solutions and what they choose to do versus, well, is it because of lack of resources? There's always another solution besides that, but they have to have access to it, right? So it's not a matter of blaming, and it always ends up coming down to blame. And
Yeah.
we shouldn't be blaming anybody. We should be just figuring out some solutions and make them solutions that work with the communities. We can't just barrel in and tell people you have to do this and you have to do that, because it doesn't even work with dogs. It doesn't work with animals. It certainly doesn't work with humans. You have to find out what is, what's going to work in their community. And as Mama Bear keeps saying, action, right?
Yes.
Solutions and action. But we need to have the solutions and the action correlate with what the situation that they're in and what their goals are and how they perceive the situation and how they perceive it. I mean, perception is reality, to whether it's a dog or an ant or a tree or a whole entire community. It's how they
Yes.
perceive it is important.
So the communities come together rather than blame Trudeau.
Yeah,
No one's fans of him. I have Canadian friends who are
or
not
stop
fans of
blaming the
him, but
communities, right?
yeah,
Or
yeah.
stop blaming the rest, or stop blaming the government. Exactly. Everybody's just blaming everybody, which does nobody any good. Yeah.
Mm.
Debate
Right.
and compromise.
That's it.
Yeah, there you go.
There's the mama cat. Mama cat, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing today?
I
Hi,
had good.
Billie.
Hi, how are you?
There's the mama cat. She's the one that takes care out in Colorado over what
Mama
90
cat.
colony cats and keeps them warm in the winter time. She's been on the show many times and always welcome
Oh,
back. You know
oh
how we
yeah.
come together, get close, and work together. It's awesome. You know, just like having many guests from Canada. Judy YS, she's going to be coming on in September.
Oh, cool. Yeah,
Judy's dog report, she's coming
Yeah.
back, and
yeah.
also Marianne Home with the Lucy Edmonton. That's the Lucy Edmonton
Oh,
Zoo.
Love
oh,
Oh
her.
my
I am
goodness!
just so embarrassed and disgusted by that. That is,
Whoa, it's sickening, isn't it? It's so
it is.
sad.
It's
And
inhumane, completely inhumane. And
yep,
those people have every, they've dotted all their I's and crossed all their T's. They have document, they have paperwork, they have
yep,
solutions, they have things lined up. They have, um, you know, professionals speaking on the behalf for them, and still nothing, fucking nothing gets done. It's like,
yep.
how does nothing get done? It just
It doesn't make sense. It's
makes
aggravating.
that, and our killing our baby seals, those ones just, and allowing
Yep.
allowing people to kill our wildlife and take it back to their country. And it's like, no, we hunting wildlife, no, like, no.
Right.
I don't know.
know.
We're not all that fucking great. We're not. We have a lot of our own issues.
We
That
got we got issues over there and over here too, you know, and that's what we got to work on, because all these animals, wildlife and everything, you know, just like horse slaughter in America, you know, and going out shipping it to Mexico and Canada and Japan. You know, there's so many issues out there. We need your voices, everyone, from every angle, and it's not that difficult and time consuming. It's amazing how you can help make changes in the comfort of your home, your phone, your computer, your copier, your fax, whatever, right there. It can't get no easier than that. And once you get fast, I'm real fast at this stuff that it makes my head spin. Pull tabs up, copy and paste, and share over here. I mean, it is amazing what I can do. But I didn't start that way at first. You know, I worked my way up. And now, within an hour, you should see how much I can get done in an hour. I mean, it
yeah,
really impresses me, you know.
yeah.
So,
I was
Go,
yep,
thinking
go,
about
gadget
Mama
fingers.
Cat the other day because, not the other day, I've been thinking about Mama Cat for a while, because this area that I moved to, it has an enormous population of stray cats. And just compared to other places I've lived, for some reason, there's just a lot here, and they're a community, and they are phenomenal creatures, but humans can be quite divided on what to do.
yep,
And I'm sure you've lived through that in communities, Mama Cat, where some people are all pro, saving, and here we get cold, like super freezing. And I think the last
Yeah.
time I listened to you, you were living somewhere where it got like brutally warm, and you really had to deal with the cats, I think, if I recall. So weather is such a, and some people really support helping the cats live through our freezing cold winters, and other people just shoot them,
Right,
shoot them. So
right
anyway,
now we're dealing with the wildfires all over Colorado, and you know that you can shoot the deer, you can herd them, you can herd the horses, and the bear pretty much get the hell out of the way. The cats have no chance. They just don't. And there's just because it's a mountain town don't mean anything. There's a lot of cats up there. There's a lot of ranches. And I always worry about the cats, and they don't make it. They just don't. They're not wildlife. They don't know instinctively where they try to hide, you
Yeah.
know, and so we lose a lot of them that way. You know, and I understand that's a natural way, but it doesn't make my heart hurt any less, you know. But at those towns, those mountain towns, I've gone, I mean, I've racked my brain, slammed my head into doorways going, what are you? They don't want spay and neuter. If they do spay and neuter, what's going to happen to their cats? Well, maybe they'll stop reproducing, you know. They don't want that. They want more and more and more. And, you know, they get run over by tractors, or they get picked off by the eagles and the hawks and the you know, the falcons. And so they have to keep a steady supply of cats. And I'm like, you know, if you just had big cats, adult cats, you wouldn't have to worry about the hawks and the eagles coming and picking them up because they're a big cat. It's the kittens that keep getting picked off one, you know, after another. And some of them towns up there, I just cannot get spay and neuter going. You know, I've tried. I'm not going to stop, obviously. You know, they'll get sick of me before I get sick of them. So, you know, I'll just keep going back. I don't care. Well, you know,
that's a good one, Mama Cat.
They'll be like, oh, God, not her again. Yep, it's me.
It's me, the Mama Cat. And you know what, Mama Cat? I want to give your mother, her mother just got out of the hospital today.
Again.
And again, okay, look at this. Yes. And tell her I said hello. And give her a mama bear hug, okay? And prayers keep coming, all right? And put a big smile on her face. She's got a wonderful daughter and family.
She's been through so much.
Yep.
She's been through so much. She's got small cell lung cancer. She went through all the chemo, 30 treatments of radiation. Then she got pneumonia. Then she got her white blood cells tanked. Then her blood pressure tanked. Then her heart was beating 177 beats a minute, down to 40 beats a minute, back up. So she was in AFib, congestive heart failure. And she's a tough old cookie because she came through all of that, and she's home sitting on the couch.
She is a hard cookie to crumble, okay?
86 years old.
Oh, God bless her, man. Oh, my goodness. Tell her I said hi, okay? And give her, like I said, give her a big mama bear hug. You know,
she hears you.
Yeah. I hope she's got a smile on her face now, because I'll tell you what, she's been through it. You know, I mean, through it. Wow.
I'm just glad to get her home. You know, they said a couple days ago she might be able to go home, and then her heart messed up again, and it was pretty bad. I mean, many times we just didn't think she was going to come home. And they went in and they did a macra pacemaker, which it's different than the regular big one that they put under your skin. This goes directly implanted into the heart muscle, and it doesn't, like, if her heart stops, it doesn't zap it. It just keeps it at 90 beats a minute. And then through Bluetooth, of all things, they can adjust it. They're going to start adjusting it down just a little bit each week until they get her about 70. And they're going to, you know, depending on how she does, or that's just where they want to have it, is at 70. So we're hoping.
And you're right by her side, of your family, you know, so that's encouraging right there. That's inspiring.
Modern medicine.
Yep, that's it. You know, so don't give up. Keep staying strong and positive, right?
I was a basket case for a while.
That could turn into one. You know, all that.
All you can do is give it to God. It's in God's hands. Yep. And, you know, you just got to let it go there. And, you know, of course, keep the hotline open between me and the big man, because, you know, I mean, once in a while I'm going to call and remind them, hello,
the big man
still here. But yeah,
you are
she's
too
doing
funny.
good. Yeah, she's doing good though, and I'm just ever so thankful she's home. And, you know, I've been away from my cats for a little over a month now. Good thing I've got some people that took over for me so I could come up here with my ma.
Oh yeah, and you got 90 of them, so they miss you a lot because when they see you bringing that food and water, they're giving the mama cat a standing ovation. Right?
That's right.
So
In
when
the
they
winter,
see when you come back, they're going to recognize you like in a heartbeat.
oh, I can't wait. I can't wait to see
You ought to
them.
have it on video because it's going to be something else. They're going, what happened to Mama Cat? You know, they don't have no clue, but that's you get close with them, bond with them,
Oh,
know what
yeah.
they're doing. Help them make better lives and futures, keep them better, warm in the winter time and everything. And
Yeah.
90 of them is not no small amount.
No.
You got a village going on there. So
I had
yeah,
125 was my most at one time. So,
I remember that.
I
They
remember that
all
too.
deserve to be
yeah.
loved and cared for. So but
So that's 30 cats or more, a little more than 30 that we've got off the streets because of
yeah.
those 125, each colony, when I go and feed, I sit a couple hours at least with each colony. And I just sit there, and most of the time I look at the internet and talk to myself just so they can hear my voice, And after a while, they come up to me, and, that's how I try to socialize them. And I figure when they're brave enough to come up to me and sit right next to me and let me touch them and pet them and actually pick them up, it's time for them to come off the street. They get
Yeah.
to choose.
Oh yeah. They have to, and you work good with them too, and the love and care. And you got your grandkids even helping you out,
I
and your
do. Yep.
husband, and
Yep.
that wonderful teamwork. Teamwork, Mama Cat. There we go.
I couldn't do it by myself.
Everybody clap, give her a shout out. And Billy. All
Oh,
right.
Debbie's playing with the buttons.
I got me a new toy again.
Now she just has to figure out how to turn them on.
There we go. I had to
There
shut
you
it off.
go.
I thought maybe I pushed it too many times and I forgot how to turn it off. You got to excuse us, Billy. We're still newbies. We're in the newbie level. But anyway, ladies, I'm going to go ahead and close it down. And it's been another great show there, Billy. And looking forward to having you another outstanding show. And looking forward to having you back on again and again.
Thanks.
Yeah. And feel free to join us anytime, in this chat room. You're already subscribed, and where the links are, just come in and join in with us. Speak on air. All you former guests are welcome to. All the callers just made it happen. The listeners.
To just reach out to me.
Yes, give your website and how to get a hold of you, please.
Yeah, or just it's the website is Institute of Canine Psychotherapy.com, which is kind of a long name, but Institute of Canine Psychotherapy.com. But you can also do WhatsApp if you want to. I'm on WhatsApp if people are. That's one is the number for Canada, same as the US. And then 306-515-2787. And you just want to get together and have a Zoom chat or chat about whatever. I love meeting different people all over, doing different great things. And then
I do Zoom.
Yeah, absolutely. LinkedIn is Billie Groom. That's GROOM. Facebook, Instagram. I also have a TEDx talk. That's more on the sentience. That's on the movement towards sentience and a little bit of the, what I've been doing and stand for, and where there's industry challenges and the need to, just express ourselves and empower ourselves and to grow and to learn and overcome any barriers or fears that might be holding us back from just making a difference for whatever that is. So that TEDx talk is, you can put in my name, Billie Groom, and then TEDx Regina, it should come up. Regina is Regina. That's in Saskatchewan, Canada. But if you just put in my name with TEDx talk, it'll probably come up. Then you can get a hold of me for that too. I'm around. Oh, I have a podcast, Dog Training Disrupted. So if you're more on the dog training side or interested in cognition and how they think and learn. So anyway, I'm around.
Yeah, that's great. And I'm glad you brought up the podcast because, hey, host to host, coast to coast, we're standing up on air together for all our animal friends in need and distress. It makes us stronger, right? It makes us stronger. Working together.
Thank you so much.
Thanks and thank you, and looking forward to having you back. And once the show is published, I'll send you the new link, and that way, I have your links in there and everything, and you can listen to share 24/7. Keep sharing because there's going to be people that miss it, that would like to listen, so because everybody's not on the social media same times and days, so there's going to be a lot of them miss it, so, and that way it gets out there and they have the chance to check it out. Spread the word out there, right? I mean, we cannot give up. And thanks, Mama Cat, for all your support and everything.
Absolutely.
And yes, and give your mom, like I said, so I'm so glad to hear she's home, and doing good. And keep it up. I mean, she's 86, and she's going strong. She's a tough cookie, hard to crumble there, Joan. Yeah, that's awesome. And Carolyn, thank you so much for all your
Debbie. Thank you, Billie.
Continuous support and everything. It means a lot when I have a great team going on. Darla was in here too. Hello, Darla. And she's awesome. I mean, this super team got going. We stay in contact. We're working together and getting the word out. And it takes all of us to do it. From the podcast host to all the animal animal advocates to the action taker. It's all one big circle here. Everybody doing their part from everywhere. I mean, from part A to B, C, D, Feel free to, join us anytime, Billie, and I'll be in contact with you for another show. Definitely. I hope you, I don't know, did you say Judy Wyas of Judy's Dog Report? She's in Ontario. Yep.
She's outside Toronto. Yep. I know her.
Yeah. Marianne Holm. I've had her on many times from the Lucy's and hope but Lucy gets out soon as possible. It's so sad. I know I've had over probably 10 shows from back years ago for Lucy and won't give up.
There's a lot of protests actually for Lucy, Carolyn. You asking about the protests. So there actually are a lot of protests against that zoo and at the zoo for Lucy. That is one that does get, for the amount of attention it gets, it's amazing. Amazing in a bad way that she's still locked in that.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a whole other story. But thank you. Thanks so much, everyone. I really love coming here, and I do try to join the other ones as well. It's just sometimes I have students.
Busy.
Busy.
Busy Billie.
Busy Billie.
Always trying to do something. But
hey, you're so welcome. I mean, this is another great show. Really enjoyed it so much. And everyone, next week we'll have another newbie guest, okay? Elizabeth Olson. Yeah, from Rescue Pink Animal Rescue and Animal Justice Task Force here in Florida. So
Looking
I hope
forward
you
to it.
join us next week at 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central, 5 o'clock Mountain, and 4 o'clock Pacific. Listening worldwide, okay? And making voices heard worldwide. So that means so much right there, you know? And want to welcome her aboard. And then, but please feel all these shows are recorded live and archived on, you know, you can listen and share 24/7. VoicesCarryForAnimals.com. Subscribe free. Podserve.fm, Animal Warrior Radio. You can follow on there, and also on the my host website on Riverside, Voices Carry for Animals podcast.riverside.com. Subscribe free. I mean, this is huge on the 2 YouTube channels, Voices Carry for Animals podcast, and also Animal Warrior Radio. Let's see, do I have another hour to where these are going? Because I've been putting some effort into
Hey, Debbie,
it. What?
it might be easier to tell us where we're not gonna be. Because you're everywhere.
Mama Bear is everywhere.
That's right.
Even on Podbean, Voices
Yep.
Carry for Animals .podbean.com.
And YouTube.
And hey, YouTube too.
That's right.
But it's out there because that's my main goal is gain more action takers. That's the key. Okay, listeners is great, you know, and everything else is great, but them action takers is the key. We all
Absolutely.
come together, you know, so and we don't give up. And I wanted to do a 360, everyone. On Monday, I'm going to be donating blood again. I got or O positive blood, not zero.
Zero. That's bad.
Uh-oh.
Take your gut check.
But the oneblood.org is in dire need of blood donors, okay? Nationwide. And please do what you can because it helps save lives out there. Cancer
It does.
patients, okay? Blood transfusions, you know, people that get in accidents. We never know when we're going to, we can't predict our future when we're going to need it. Okay. So you could give someone hope to carry on out there, but they're oneblood.org. Go check their website out or Facebook page. They have an app where you can make appointments. That's what I do. I have it on the web and the app. And you can make appointments. They make it very comfortable if you're in the blood donor center. You know, you sit there, they have a TV and AC, you know, you're comfortable. And the staff that I see, they're very nice and respectful, you know, and they have promotions for gift cards and stuff like that. So that you check it out. You know, we all love them gift cards, right? Where we can spend what we want. We don't have to take nothing back. But it's just
also give you
lives. Yep.
They also give you a cookie and some orange juice.
That's it. See, but it's all a great cause, and share their web, whatever you need to do to help them out. You know, share their post on there, follow, you know, on X or Facebook. They're even on LinkedIn. Okay, oneblood.org. And I told the lady before, I said, I'm going to put it on my podcast. She thought that was great, you know, to advertise and to help them out because it does help people. And I'm looking more into where animals donate their blood to help other animals with cancer. I got to look more into that. I'm kind of Googling it, but it does make sense, you know, for animals to help them out too. Not at One Blood, but there's different ones that I got to get more info on and to give the information on my podcast to help them out. You know, the dogs with cancer, because I know my next door neighbor's dog has cancer and it costs him $1,000 a month for chemo. And that's like, whoa, that's outrageous, you know.
Yeah.
But, you know, so whatever you can do and help out, spread the word, and let's get them out of that situation and that crisis that they're in.
They have a Facebook page too, One Blood.
Yep. Yep, I'm on there
Yeah.
too. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, oneblood.org, everyone. So, but do what you can, and everyone have a fun and safe and wonderful Independence Day Saturday. You know, keep your pets inside. There's no need for them to go outside and run away when they hear the fireworks. We gotta have the prevention here, you know, because it scares them too much, and then you might have your pet run away, and then it's hard to catch them. You know, next thing you know, you might catch them and you might not. They might run away and you'll never find them again, or get hit by a vehicle. You know, there's so much that can happen out there. Wildlife can attack them. So let's do and spread the word. And please don't drink and drive out there, because the
No.
roads is going to be packed and there's going to be a lot of people drinking and driving. Call Uber up, and they have some of these where they have free services that for that night, you know, to and from. Don't take no chances, or a designated driver out there, because you know you never know. And when you go out there and there's all these drunk drivers out there, anything bad can happen. People will lose their
Agree.
lives. You know, they're going to
Absolutely.
jail or something. Let's try to prevent that. All this can be prevented if everybody puts their effort into it and do it. You know, so, but I hope you join us next week, okay?
I'll
And
be there.
welcome Elizabeth Olsen. I knew Mama Cat was either going to call from her mother's home or the hospital. It was going to be one or the other.
I was rushing home. I'm like, hurry up, let's go, come on.
Because Billie, she was in Florida. She was in ICU. She called in, you know, and I'm like, you're in ICU. You should get some rest. I see you too, okay? And then she called in from recovery one time, imaging where she was getting, you know, X-rays. She's a tough cookie too. That's what she takes after her mother. Because I told her, I said, here, you just go rest and this and that. You know, you can come on next week. But she popped in, come out of nowhere. But I want to thank you all for tuning in this evening, and it's been another great show. All these great guests and callers and listeners making it a total success. Voices Carry for Animals podcast. Voices Carry for Animals do carry for the animals if there's enough of us. If
That's
not,
right.
we're spinning our wheels. Okay, so join us and do your part. You know, put a little love in your heart, do your part. But anyway, Mama Cat, are you ready to rock and roll? Go right ahead.
I was born ready, baby. Paw in hand, united we stand against all animal cruelty and neglect across the land. Good night, everybody. Happy 4th of July. God bless.
Yes, God bless and have
Thanks,
a safe
Billie.
4th. Yeah, thank you all, okay?
Bye, Herlin.
Yep.
Bye, bye,
All
bye.
right. All right, Voices of Care for Animals podcast on Riverside live stream. Here we go. Good night, everyone. And be safe out there on Independence Day. We got a lot to celebrate about our freedom. 250 years. Okay?
That's it.
I got the front of the house is decorated a huge red, white, blue flag and other decorations. And I was like, hey, we're going to go all out on this one, okay? But thank you all for tuning in. And may God bless you all.
Night, baby.
Good night. Thank you all. Yeah. Voices, the animals will be heard. With our actions, the animals will seek justice. Thank you all so much, and thank you, Billie Groom. And what a great show. Bye-bye.